all over with the first punch of the fight.
Welcome back to the Muzza Channel. In part 1, we saw what happens when the sweet science turns into instant destruction. But if you thought those knockouts were brutal, you haven't seen anything yet. Today, we are bringing you part 2 of the most terrifying, shocking, and deeply satisfying first-round knockouts in boxing history. When fighters talk too much trash, karma doesn't wait for the later rounds. Before we get into the absolute chaos, do me a favor, hit that like button, and if you love combat sports karma, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you never miss an upload. All right, let's get straight to the violence.
Nigel Benn Daniel Jacobs all over kick.
Majority decision against Rashi.
We are starting this off with a world record. A world title fight is the absolute pinnacle of the sport. In 2017, Zolani Tete stepped into the ring to defend his bantamweight championship against Siboniso Gonya.
Tonight, he wears the leopard print shorts. And tonight, he wears the grey shorts with red trim. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the WBO bantamweight champion of the world, Zolani Tete.
Fans had barely settled into their seats. The referee signaled the start. Tate measured his distance through exactly one punch, a lightning-fast right hook, and turned the lights out. It took just 11 seconds. It remains the fastest knockout in the history of world title fights. One punch, 11 seconds, and a spot in the Guinness Book of World Records.
As they come together, let's have a look at it. It's the right hook around the guard, isn't it? There it was there. Whipped that shot in. There you go. Gonya looked like he was trying to knock.
Whipped that shot in. There you go. Gonya looked like he was trying to knock
The shot of his own. Oh, he just dropped his hand slightly, didn't he? And he just whipped it around the guard of Gonya.
If you talk trash, you better be ready to back it up. Heading into this 2018 matchup, Phil Lo Greco crossed the line. He didn't just insult Amir Khan's boxing, he made it personal. Mocking Khan's family and personal life during the press conferences, Khan stayed quiet, saving his response for the ring.
What are you doing? We're gonna get I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you on.
What are you gonna show? What are you gonna show? Listen, this guy over here, he's nothing but a salesman. Okay. He's selling you guys all his ideas, and you guys, all you guys do is eat it up.
Winning world titles are salesman. Have you won a world title?
You're a salesman, bro. You're a salesman. You know you've been out for 2 years, right?
No, 100%.
For every way out. You're looking for every way out, not to fight your bum.
Okay, so you're calling yourself a bum. You're calling yourself a bum.
Been a long time.
So you're calling yourself a bum, basically. You mentioned all them names, but you didn't mention your own name.
You're my tune-up. I'm not your tune-up. You're my tune-up. I'm not your tune-up. You're my tune-up, bro. You're my tune-up.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, we'll see. I'm his tune-up.
After the Canelo loss, you went on a losing streak. Family, wife, then... Wait a minute. Oh, guys, this is not Pakistan versus India. It's not a cricket match. Please. And then you go out and you tweet to the heavyweight champion of the world. What is wrong with you, mate? What is wrong? You go out and you tweet to the heavyweight champion of the world that he can have your left arms?
Phil Lo Greco. And across the ring with the ball.
When the opening bell rang, Khan unleashed pure fury. He dropped Lo Greco almost immediately and moments later finished him with a blistering combination, 39 seconds. That is all it took for Lo Greco to realize that running your mouth can cost you your consciousness.
15 seconds, Phil little bit of when he took out Dimitri Salita early. Can he do it to Phil Lo Greco? He's all over the place.
Blistering hand speed, Adam.
And it's all over in 40 seconds.
Sometimes two fighters step through the ropes and mutually agree to abandon all defense. That's exactly what happened in 1990 when Britain's Nigel Benn faced the incredibly tough American Barkley. Barkley was a warrior, so nobody expected an early finish, but Benn, known as the Dark Destroyer, lived up to his nickname. It was absolute chaos from the opening bell, a pure street fight under the bright lights. Benn overwhelmed Barkley, scoring 3 brutal knockdowns in less than 3 minutes to close the show.
To get this one underway, Nigel Benn wearing the sequin trunks, right hand Barkley in the red, is down. Not only a shocking first round.
Iran has shown recuperative powers in the past, Dan.
Underway. Again, Benn in the sequin trunks. The blade, Barkley wearing the red. By Barkley. And now it's Barkley backing Benn into the rope. A good counter punch by Barkley. A good left hand.
Oh, both men are hurt.
50 and out. Again, an uppercut by Benn, and then it comes over the top with a right and scores.
Barkley is a fighter who's always...
Well, we knew that a lot of big punches were going to be thrown, but... Oh, and there's a good right hand by Benn. Got over the glove of Barkley.
Iran's punches are just painfully slow, Dan. I mean, he's throwing them. Bucking these in with an opponent whose chin is not rock solid.
Another combination of right hands, and you can see Nigel Benn close, and he is Barkley. Does not take a point away. A legitimate knockdown. A reminder, the 3 knockdown rule is that he's back. And there goes Barkley down to the ground. Is that the 3rd knockdown, Alex?
No, 2nd knockdown. He's stopping it.
Yeah.
Here comes the first action. Barkley scoring the right, almost a right hook. And down went Iran. I can't tell you how wrong that is, what Nigel Benn did. There's the right hand counter punch.
But hitting afterwards, but you can't dispute it being a knockdown.
No, I can't dispute it being a knockdown, but I'll tell you something.
And there's number 2.
Rivalries can brew for years only to be settled in less than a minute. In 2015, the stage was set in Brooklyn. Daniel Jacobs and Peter Quillin were crosstown rivals, former friends and 2 of the best middleweights in the world. People were predicting a 12-round chess match. But Jacobs had other plans. He caught Quillin clean right behind the ear in the opening exchange, completely scrambling his senses. Jacobs didn't let him recover, unloading a vicious flurry that forced the referee to step in at just 85 seconds.
He has to be careful not to punch himself out in the opening minute of the opening round.
Quillin didn't hold until a lot of shots got through. Quillin's got to hold, otherwise Harley Dodson will step in even if Quillin's not hurt.
Unbelievable start to this.
You got to smother this. Jacobs doing a good job.
Vicious right hand. Quillin on inline skates. And the referee has...
You know, I asked the right question at the beginning, but about the wrong guy, didn't I? Daniel Jacobs is the one most people were concerned about being able to take the first big shot.
The fight.
Wow.
Mamma mia.
I would say it's an unsure stoppage, but Peter's not. And a great way to finish. Credit to Jacobs for knowing and understanding how to finish the fight. But complaining himself, so I can't quite say that.
Quillin's family in shock. Jacobs' family jubilant. He didn't go.
They don't call him the monster for nothing. In 2018, Naoya Inoue faced a highly experienced veteran, Juan Payano. Payano was tough, gritty, and had never been stopped early, but Inoue is a different breed of human. For exactly 1 minute, Inoue just measured the distance, downloading data.
to the ring with a perfect record, 16 fights, percent knockout ratio, but here he's in against a experienced, talented former champion inside the distance, and that sole reversal. Losing Juan Carlos Payano, competing in his 22nd professional bout tonight. A majority decision against Russian.
Then at the 72nd mark, he threw a flawless 1-2 combination. The right hand landed with terrifying precision, dropping Payano instantly and leaving him staring blankly at the ceiling. A terrifying reminder that perfect technique equals devastating power.
I hope that Payano is okay because he was caught right on the button. Naoya Inoue
And Yokohama, Japan, Naoya, the monster, Inoue.
We wrap up part 2 with pure, unadulterated hostility. Prior to this 2017 rematch, Bermane Stiverne was the only man to ever survive 12 full rounds with the bronze bomber Deontay Wilder. Stiverne came into the rematch confident, maybe a little too comfortable. Wilder, on the other hand, was furious and wanted to make a violent statement. The bell rang, and Wilder unleashed a right hand from hell, followed by a sequence of punches that looked like pure rage. 3 knockdowns later, all within the very first round, and the ultimate message was sent. You might survive him once, but you won't survive him twice.
18 of Wilder's 30. 7 knockouts have occurred here in the round. First round, and Stiverne down for the second time. Wilder's right hand is Thor's hammer, and here in round 1, he is Ragnarocking Stiverne.
He's out cold.
Rematch, Al.
Well, Bermane Stiverne came out doing virtually nothing offensively, and that is fight. Stiverne looked like he was going to get through the round with only a few seconds left, and here's Wilder juking and jiving and coming with the right hand. Now, ironically, that
Here's
one.
the shot that hurts him right here.
This is the one, the left hand that really created a problem.
Right hand comes up the middle as well. He's already out. He's already out before he hits the ground here. So you credit the Arthur McKenty, man, because those
all-time and also have a champion. Now we look at the second knockdown. Again, the same combination, but it was a left hook that started the problems here, and a right that bounced off the head of Bermane Stiverne.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Heavyweight champion of the world.